Hi everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the English Nook. I'm Maya.
And I'm Ethan. We're really happy you're here with us in our little corner of the world.
Ethan, when we were thinking about the name for this channel, the Nook just felt right. Because learning a language, it can feel so loud sometimes, can't it? There's so much noise out there, so much pressure to be perfect and fast.
Yeah, 100%. It feels like we're all in this constant race. But here, we want to do things a little differently. We want to slow down, take a breath, and actually enjoy the language through real human conversations.
Exactly. And today, we're starting with something I think a lot of people need to hear. We're talking about the power of small wins. And why that invisible progress you're making, the things you don't even notice, might actually be the most important part of your journey.
This is a B2 level conversation. So yeah, you'll hear some natural upper intermediate vocabulary. But if you're still around intermediate level, please don't feel intimidated. Just let the conversation flow. You might be surprised how much you understand just by being here.
And stay with us till the end, because we'll go on a little word tour. We've picked a few interesting words and phrases from today's conversation, and we'll break them down slowly, clearly, so you can actually start using them.
And hey, if you like this space we're building here, feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you with us.
Okay. Ethan, I was thinking about something this morning. Why is it that we only feel successful when something big happens? I think we focus on the big things because they're easy to see, right? Like a graduation or a promotion. They're loud, they're undeniable.
Undeniable, yeah, that's a good word for it. They leave a mark.
Exactly. But the problem is, while we are waiting for those big explosions of success, we completely ignore the quiet growth, the invisible stuff.
Invisible progress. Okay, Maya, getting a bit philosophical today, aren't we? I didn't realize I was talking to a professor this morning.
Oh, hush. You know what I mean. Think about it. When you're learning English, you don't just wake up one day and suddenly you're fluent. It doesn't work that way.
No, definitely not. I wish it did. But you're right. It's more like a slow crawl.
A slow crawl. I like that. It's like today you understood a joke in a movie. Yesterday, you didn't. That's a win. But most people just think, well, I still can't write a business report, so I'm failing.
I'm failing. See, that's the trap. We focus on the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And that gap, it feels like a mountain, doesn't it?
It's a huge mountain.
Right? And because we're staring at the top of the mountain, we don't notice that we actually walked 5 miles today. We just see that we aren't at the top yet.
And that's where the burnout happens. People get exhausted because they feel like they're standing still, even when they're moving.
Burnout. Yeah, that's a heavy one.
It is. And honestly, Ethan, even you. I've seen you get frustrated when you can't master a new skill in a week. You're a bit of a perfectionist, aren't you?
Okay. You caught me. I might occasionally expect too much from myself.
Occasionally? Ethan, you tried to learn the guitar in a weekend.
Hey, I got the basic chords down. That was a win.
See? That's exactly it. That was a small win. You didn't become a rock star, but you learned 3 chords. That's the invisible progress we need to celebrate. You know, speaking of struggles, Ethan, I had a moment like this last week. I was trying to read this dense article in a magazine, something about architecture, and I couldn't get through the first paragraph. I felt so, ugh, just stuck.
Architecture? Maya, even in our native language, that stuff is a snooze fest.
Hey, I like architecture. But that's the point. I started telling myself my English is getting worse. I'm losing it. I was so focused on that one difficult text.
Losing it. Wow. We really are our own worst critics, aren't we?
We really are. But then, later that day, I was at a cafe and I overheard two people talking about a movie. And I realized I understood every single word, the slang, the speed, everything.
Every word? Now that is a win.
Exactly. But I almost didn't count it because I was still grumpy about the architecture article. I was ignoring the win because of one tiny fail.
It's like we have a filter in our brains. We let the failures in, but we block the progress. I did the same thing with my running last month. I was so annoyed I wasn't running a 5K in 20 minutes that I didn't notice, hey, I'm not out of breath walking up the stairs anymore.
Wait, did you just compare learning a language to running?
Maybe. It's all the same, Maya. It's about building muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Okay, Mr. Athlete. But actually, that's a great phrase. Because that's exactly what it is. It's those tiny, repetitive moments that build the foundation.
It is. But it's hard to stay motivated when you can't see the foundation being built. It's like building a house underground. You're working hard, but all you see is dirt.
A house underground. I love that image. It makes me think of our listeners. Maybe they're listening to us right now and thinking, I don't feel like I'm improving.
If you're thinking that, stop. Just for a second. Think about a year ago. Could you have listened to a 15-minute podcast entirely in English a year ago?
Probably not. Or maybe it would have been much harder. That's your invisible progress. That's your house being built,
Even if it's still underground.
especially if it's underground. Ethan, you're actually being quite profound today. I'm impressed.
Oh, don't act so surprised. I have my moments.
Just moments, though. Don't let it go to your head. But seriously, how do we actually start noticing these wins? Because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually feel it.
So, if we agree that these wins are invisible, how do we make them visible? Because let's be honest, Maya, most of us have the memory of a goldfish when it comes to our own success.
A goldfish. That's a bit harsh, Ethan, but sadly accurate. For me, it started with a win journal. Just a tiny notebook by my bed.
A journal? That sounds very organized, Maya. I bet you have color-coded pens too.
Oh, stop it. It's not about being fancy. It's just writing down one thing each day. Like, today I used the word undeniable in a sentence. Or, I understood a fast podcast intro.
Win journal. You know, it's actually a great idea. It's like a paper trail of your progress. Because when you're having a bad English day, and we all have them, you can look back and see the evidence.
Exactly. It's evidence. It's hard to tell yourself, I'm not improving, when you have 30 days of proof staring at you. What about you, Ethan? You're not the journaling type. So, how do you track your muscle memory?
For me, it's about the 10-minute rule. I used to try and study for 2 hours. I'd fail, feel terrible, and then quit for a week.
Ah, the all or nothing trap. I know that one well.
Right. So now, I just aim for 10 minutes. That's my small win. If I do 10 minutes of a language app or read one article, I win. I'm done. And the funny thing is, once I start, I usually go for 30 minutes anyway.
So the win is just showing up?
Exactly. The win is the habit, not the result. But I have to ask, what do we do when we hit a plateau? You know, That flat part of the mountain where it feels like you're walking but the view never changes.
Oh, the plateau. That's the hardest part. Honestly, that's when you need to change your definition of success. Instead of learning something new, your win for the day is just staying in the game.
Staying in the game. I like that. It's like keeping the engine running even if the car isn't moving very fast.
Precisely. And listeners, if you're in a plateau right now, please be kind to yourself. You're not stuck, you're just solidifying what you've already learned. Your brain is busy organizing the files behind the scenes.
Organizing the files. I hope my brain is doing that right now. It feels a bit messy in there today.
Don't worry, Ethan. I'm sure there's a very smart person somewhere in there just taking a coffee break.
A long coffee break. But seriously, let's recap for everyone. Track the small stuff, focus on showing up, and, most importantly, stop comparing your middle to someone else's end.
Perfectly said. Well, I think that's a lot for our listeners to chew on today.
Definitely. And speaking of chewing on things, are you ready to head over to the word tour? I think we used some really juicy phrases today.
I'm ready. Let's go. Welcome to the word tour. This is my favorite part because we get to look back at the gems hidden in our conversation.
Exactly. We've picked 5 high-value expressions that will really help you sound more natural in English. Maya, what's our first one?
Undeniable. Undeniable. Ethan used this when he said success is undeniable. It means something is so true or so obvious that you simply cannot say it's not true.
Like when Maya says I'm a perfectionist, it's undeniable. Okay, next up is burnout. Burnout. We use this to describe that feeling when you have worked so hard for so long that you have no energy left, physically or mentally. It's very common when people study too hard without taking breaks.
Don't let that happen to you. Our third one is a great idiom, muscle memory. This refers to your body or your brain remembering how to do something because you've done it so many times. Like riding a bike. Or eventually, speaking English.
Number 4 is a plateau. Plateau. In geography, this is a flat piece of high land. But in learning, it's that period where you feel like you aren't improving, even though you are still practicing.
And finally, invisible progress. This isn't just a phrase, it's our whole theme today. It's the growth that happens underground, the stuff you can't see yet, but is essential for your future success.
5 powerful tools for your vocabulary. Well, that brings us to the end of our very first stay here at the English Nook.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. It really means a lot that you chose to spend your quiet time here.
Before you go, we have a little challenge for you. Look at those 5 words we just mentioned. Which one was your favorite? Or, was there another word you heard today that was new to you?
Tell us in the comments. Write that one word down. Not only does it help us see that you're listening, but writing it down is a small win for your memory.
And if you haven't already, subscribe and join the Nook. We have 4 more episodes coming in this series, and we'd love to see you in the next one.
Take care of yourselves and keep noticing those small wins.
Bye for now.
Bye.